It is My Hero Academia month. That's officially advanced. I'm Alan Pan. Last week we built a real explosive Grenadier Bracer inspired by Katsuki Bakugo. Next week we're going to be doing real life half hot half cold from Shoto Todoroki. But this week we're going to be looking at Tenya Ida and his Quirk engine.
Ida Tenya 個性エンジン見たまんまだ足が速い
I'm not the only one who's grossed out by his legs, right? Tenya Ida basically has rocket engines in his legs, although sometimes they're kind of referred to as if they're car engines, but for the sake of this video, we're gonna call them rocket legs. What I wanna know is, would actually having rockets in your calves make you run faster? Now, Tenya isn't as fast as, say, the Flash, but he's definitely faster than any real living person today. Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive, tops out at about 28 miles per hour. And according to a 2010 study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology, the maximum theoretical speed a human body could run at is 40 miles per hour. It turns out that the main limiting factor is how fast our muscles can apply force. So the faster and faster you run, the shorter and shorter amount of time your feet are actually in contact with the ground. And after a certain point, in this case 40 miles per hour, your feet are actually not touching the ground for enough time to be able to push off to go any faster. The interesting thing is that the one time we get a solid number on Tenya's speed is during his first assessment exam at UA. A 50-meter dash in 3.04 seconds means that Tenya's average speed was around 37 miles an hour, which actually matches really closely to the real-world study. Tenya can actually go faster though when he uses a technique called reciprocal burst. He actually can force extra thrust out of his gross engine holes. And there are real-life examples of augmenting human running speed with jet engines, like this University of Arizona project called 4-Minute Mile.
Our overall goal is really to get any soldier or any test subject at the time to be able to run a 4-minute mile.
Their goal is to get an average person to be able to run, well, a 4-minute mile, or a sustained 15 miles per hour. Haven't I seen that guy before? Oh yeah, we both got eliminated from that show once.
Mythbusters, The Search.
Meh. This is an E-size model rocket engine, which is one of the larger model rocket engine sizes you can get. It can be electronically activated with an igniter wire and a battery. When this initially turns on, it can have a max thrust of around 7 pounds, which is quite a nice little kick. The thing is though, this tube is going to get really hot when it's on, plus when it's done thrusting, there's an ejection charge at the end, which is a small explosion designed to eject the parachute out of a model rocket. We're not putting this in a model rocket though, we're strapping it to my leg. So I'm gonna need a way to protect myself from the heat of this tube and the small explosion it gives off at the end. The first thing I'm gonna try is just drilling a hole in a block of wood, because the wood should act as a good insulator and it should be able to contain the ejection charge at the end. Our block of wood is ready to test. We're gonna see if it doesn't catch on fire or explode, and we might as well test the thrust too while we're at it. So I've strapped it to the skateboard, and we're gonna see if this, I don't know, pushes a little bit or not. Rocket engine thrust test in 3, 2. Ejection charge. Yeah, let's strap one of those onto each of my legs. Here's the thing though about Tenya's dumb engine holes. They're located in his calves. The University of Arizona project has it right. If you're gonna be being pushed by thrust, you want that to be around your center of gravity. Otherwise, that force is gonna wanna flip your body one way or the other, which I'll point out actually happens to Tenya when his body is made weightless. Here's another dumb thing. Let's take a look at footage of me running. See, right there, if I had engines in my calves, it would be shooting rocket plume directly into my thighs. Now, there are a couple of times when Tenya uses his rocket engines when he's standing upright, and that kind of makes more sense, but if he's actually running with those things on, there's no way he's not shooting himself in the legs with rocket exhaust. I decided to try and solve that by angling the rockets down 45 degrees, and I tested it on a dummy leg, and it seemed to work pretty well, but then when I strapped the 45-degree angled blocks of wood to my calves and I tried running with them, there was another problem. Right here, you can see that the rocket exhaust is now pointing directly into my butt cheeks. So it's back to the drawing board. This is our final design. The blocks of wood keep my body protected from the heat and explosions of the Mall rocket engines, and they're both activated by a single button and a LiPo battery. They are angled at a 45-degree angle, and they also have a shim and a rubber doorstop, and that keeps my calf and my thigh at an open enough angle so that the rocket exhaust coming out doesn't shoot me right back in the butt. I'll also add, these are kind of a production to put on. To be extra safe, I've got welding sleeves on my calves just to protect me from any errant fire, and I've also got my friend Tenya to make these sweet rocket-resistant shorts, which are made out of fireproof cloth and Kevlar thread, because Kevlar does not actually burn or melt. So, I guess the only thing left to do is to put 2 Mall rocket engines in here and test fire them to make sure I don't set myself on fire. What am I doing with my life? Safety first! Okay, stupid rocket leg test in 3, 2. Ah! I didn't feel a thing. That's great. Let's see what that looks like in slow motion. Now that I know that I'm not going to burst into flames or explode when I put these rocket legs on, I'm actually pretty stoked to try this out. Make sure you check back in a few days when we test out to see if rocket legs can actually make you run faster. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe and put notifications on so you don't miss a thing. But for now, it's sponsored message time. I am literally in Japan right now. I just got so sick and tired of waiting for anime on the internet that I decided to move here. Nah, I'm just on vacation. But if you can't wait for anime, then Crunchyroll is the place to go. Sign up for Crunchyroll ad-free for 14 days at crunchyroll.com/advanced or click the link in the description. With Crunchyroll Premium, you can watch new episodes of My Hero Academia as soon as an hour after it airs here in Japan with professional subtitles. So sign up at crunchyroll.com/advanced or click the link in the description to start your free trial today. Plus Ultra. Thanks for watching.